Alright, what's up guys, PeterJaguars here again over on Draft Champions here in Madden 16, all new mode, and we're doing a live draft today to show off some of my tips and advice for you guys getting the best possible team. Let's hop into it. First thing we've got to do is select a coach, and out of the styles and playbooks here, I think Pete Carroll is the call. I like having a 4-3 and short pass and zone D is definitely a good combo. So we're going to go with him and hop into the first round. And here we are. Looks like it's going to be Jonathan Joseph, George Ilioka, and Eddie Lacy. It's really hard to be turning down a running back here, but it is essential to get cornerbacks in Draft Champions. A lot of people going to be getting big, tall receivers that they want to air it out to. So we're going to go with J-Joe, 84 overall, despite not being an elite. Next, it's a trio of Seahawks, Cliff Averill, KJ Wright, and Bruce Irvin. And I think Bruce Irvin's going to be the move here. He's always a beast in Madden, got great speed, acceleration, good hit power and tackling as well. And he can definitely be someone to improve the linebacking core. So definitely worth picking up. And it looks like it's now going to be Romo, Desmond Trufant, and Matt Forte, an all-elite round. Often tends to be running backs popping up later, and as we see with our base team at the bottom, we've actually got Joseph Randle and Bobby Rainey there anyway, so I don't think Forte is going to be the move. It's really between Romo and Trufant. Trufant, another big physical corner, but I think we're going to go and take our quarterback here. Not sure how many more options we're going to get. Romo can definitely sling the ball down the field. Very important also to kind of think of the other uses your players could have for your team. So Randall Cobb can be a returner. I think we've already got a decent cornerback with Jonathan Joseph, and I'm not too keen on grabbing another this early. CJ Mosley is definitely nice in the middle, but Bruce Irvin has improved our linebacking core. So Cobb fits our team style. That short pass is going to go up, and he can also be a return man as well. Turns out we have another quarterback option, but Tannehill's out of the picture here. Jordan Cameron and Vincent Jackson, the other two guys. And I feel like V-Jax is a great player for Madden 16. Big physical guy, can go up, make catches, 92 spectacular catch, 94 release, and all of that stuff. So he'll be pairing well with Randall Cobb. Was hoping there'd be some defensive options. This one is looking like it's going to be between Shady McCoy and Brian Bulaga. Even though Bulaga is the highest overall of the bunch here, I don't think that upgrade at right tackle is going to be too important. So Shady McCoy going to be a big guy for the backfield, very elusive, agile, can make his moves, and that also gives us another short pass boost. Another really big thing to note when you're drafting here, and this might be my biggest piece of advice, is to take your time. You can click and compare your guys to who you've currently got, do all sorts of that stuff, look at your base team, and figure out who the right pick is going to be. So I don't know if I really want to get Antonio Gates here. I like to have fast tight ends and also ones that are decent at run blocking, and while he is okay in that speed formation, he's not going to be the best blocker, so we're going to pass on him. Let Justin Forsett sit as well, as we have Shady McCoy, and we can get Ryan Kerrigan here and put him or Bruce Irvin at right outside linebacker also to make that core better. Not really feeling a third receiver, so even though Colston could be good on the outside and move Cobb to the slot, not going to go there. Tashawn Gibson would be a great pick, except I like to use my free safety, and I don't think he fits too well at being moved to strong safety because his tackling and hit power aren't anything super special. So we're actually going to go with Greg Hardy and get a good pass rusher, 94 power move, 86 strength, and can have him coming off the edge. Tyron Smith is a monster, and I do feel that left tackle is the best position to be drafting on the O-line if you can only get one guy. But Jared Cook is a monster this year. Fits everything that I want in a tight end. Big, 6'5", he's fast, can get off the line, can make those big catches, and also he's got 74 run blocking. If you guys haven't seen me play against Mr. Hurricane, I'll link that video in the description. Had a really good MUT game with Jared Cook. So of course, we can't be passing it up, and therefore he's going to give us a big upgrade at tight end. I'm not a big fan of drafting for style. In fact, I oftentimes don't look at it at all. But when you're kind of deciding between two equivalent players, it's not the worst thing to look at. Right here, though, Connor Barwin, definitely a better linebacker for me than James Harrison. And if I got another one, I would have to slide him central because we have Kerrigan and Irvin. Don't really feel like he fits the bill though, so we're going to go with Calvin Pryor, and he can be my type of user player. 95 hit power, he's 5'11", so not too small, and can also be getting in there, of course, with his tackling and stuffing. Guys, his coverage stats aren't amazing, so it's not like we're wasting anything massive by making him our user guy. Man, they make these rounds really tough sometimes, as we're up to 79 overall, and I would love to have any of these three on my team. DRC, great athletic corner, would be awesome to have on the outside. Don't have any D tackles, so Gerald McCoy could wreak havoc in the middle. And of course, I don't have a middle linebacker either, and Steven Tolik has 89 tackling and pretty good hit power to lock up that area of the field. So it's a really tough one, and this is one where I feel like I'm gonna kind of drift a little bit towards the overall and need a little bit more. I have a cornerback, so I think we can pass on DRC, even though he's always a beast in Madden. We're going to go with Gerald McCoy and make sure we can get some good pass rushing in. We're set with Shady McCoy at running back, and Ryan Matthews' carry is kind of iffy sometimes, so don't need him. Osimile would be great to add at left guard. He's got good strength at run blocking, but I feel like Colonel McPhee is the guy we need to get to solidify these linebackers, and he could probably play centrally. I can figure that out later, but he's definitely a good run stopper and not awful in coverage either. And finally, it's time to actually make an addition to the O-line. Don't need Flacco, don't need Alfred Morris, Travis Frederick, the best player on the board, no doubt about it, fits a need. So we're going to go with him, big powerful blocker in the middle, and that does give us some versatility in terms of going up the gut. Tough call for me between Sharif Floyd and Denoris Searcy, as we're going to have the legend round next. Robert Mathis would have been great 5 years ago and maybe at DN, but not right now. Let's give Searcy a look and compare him to who we've currently got at strong safety. We've got Bakari Rambo or Danny McRae as our two options. Rambo better of the two. And 14 hit power is definitely a big upgrade. He's not as good at tackling. Coverage stats are pretty similar though, and I think we can get away with that tackling as long as I'm lurking with Calvin Pryor. So we can pass on Searcy, pick up Sharif Floyd, and have a very nice defensive line. And here it comes, the legend round. 3 big players, Ty Law, Bruce Smith, and Randall Cunningham. We're going to take Cunningham out of the picture because I have Romo. I don't want to be doubling up on quarterbacks when we've already got 2 boss defenders right here. So we're going to leave him out of there. Between Law and Bruce Smith, if we took Smith, this 1996 version, we would have a great D-line of Hardy, McCoy, Floyd, and him. Probably move Hardy to left end and set that one up. Otherwise, Ty Law's great also. Gets us another cornerback. He's got big speed, amazing man coverage, and can also pick the ball off, so a very, very tough decision. In the end, though, I feel like it's much easier to get away with using a base defensive end than a base cornerback or something like this. We have some sort of physical big guys, but Law schools them in basically everything. Jonathan Joseph even doesn't compare, so this gives us a guy who can lock up on other teams' #1 receiver and be a beastly shutdown corner, so that's the pick. So here we are, 81 overall. I've gone into the lineup screen and made some adjustments to get this team just how I want it for a big run, and that's definitely something worth doing. Once you make the picks, you're not completely ready. You need to go in and at least see what some of these things are looking like and figure out what your strengths and weaknesses are. So a good offense with Romo, McCoy, 2 nice receivers, Jared Cook. O-line is looking alright with Frederick locking up in the middle. And the defense came out pretty well. Also, I believe 9 of our picks were defensive, 6 on offense. And I feel like that's a pretty good balance, as I can definitely score with playmakers and then use these elites, big guys in the middle, make sure we lock that up, and have 2 great cornerbacks and my user game out in the secondary. Specialists looking fine as well, with Randall Cobb doing the returning, so that is going to wrap up this video. If you guys have any other questions on Draft Champions, tips for drafting, any of that sort of stuff, make sure to leave them in the comments section. I will go through and try to answer as many as possible. I've had a ton of drafts and played a bunch of various schemes in different scenarios, so I will do my best to give you sound advice. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more vids. Make sure to spike that like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for tons more Madden NFL 16, MUT 16, Draft Champions content. Again, if you have any questions, throw them down in the comments section. But anyway, guys, I'm out. Peace.